Welcome, everyone, to Family Comes First. I'm Vincent J. Russo.
And I'm Victoria Roberts Drogin. Thank you for joining us. Today we are talking about the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere and one of the poorest countries in the world, Haiti.
Unfortunately, for decades, there's been abject poverty, hunger, and lack of education. As if there were not enough problems in Haiti, the country was ravaged by an earthquake in 2010.
Yes. And this brings us to the story of Father Thomas Donohoe, affectionately known to his parishioners as Father Tom.
Father Tom.
Father Tom, who made a lifelong commitment to helping the children of Haiti. And even after his passing in 2012, he continues to make a profound difference in their lives. It started with Pennies here on Family Comes First.
Joining us now are two people who have been a part of Father Tom's mission in Haiti. Please welcome my good friends Nicole Memnon and Greg Jengo.
Welcome. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you
are
for
thrilled
joining
to be
us.
here.
Wonderful. So let's start at the beginning. What Father Tom accomplished was really tremendous and overwhelming, but it started small.
Very small. I met Father Tom in the early 1980s.
Okay.
He was a pastor of St. Mary's Church in Long Beach. In early 1990s, the Diocese of Rockville Center was stressing the need for stewardship.
Okay.
So the stewardship encouraged offering like time, talent, and treasure.
Okay.
So each parish had to look into how they were going to develop this
So a
program.
stewardship program for each parish to give.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So then Father Tom comes to you.
Came to me after many prayers and thanking and consulting with other people. He said to me that he wants to develop a program, the stewardship program, with the CDC children, and the Haitian children,
Yeah.
and young
So
Haitian
connect the
children.
children in the parish
Yes,
with the children in Haiti.
with the children in
Okay.
Haiti.
Wonderful.
He wanted to develop that program.
And I guess you were going to help him spearhead this?
Yes,
You have a little
yes,
connection to Haiti?
Yes, I have family members still living in Haiti. And I called them and I said that Father Tom wanted to choose a school, so that way, because he believed in education, that
Yes.
education was the key. To pull out people of poverty, you have to be educated.
Right.
So my sister helped me, and so we had selected the school of École Congréganiste, Saint Vincent de Paul in Haiti, and
Yes.
Thomas in Haiti.
So it started with Pennies.
It all started with Pennies. It was a Lenten program. Right now we're at Lent.
Okay.
Yes, and the children started to bring their pennies. Father Tom will roll them up, go to the bank, and get a currency.
So the children would bring pennies for Lent,
Yes.
knowing what they were giving for.
Absolutely.
And Father
Yes.
Tom would
And
collect
they were
them.
also writing to the children in Haiti, and the
beautiful.
children also were writing back.
And Father Tom thought connecting the children was so important beyond just the pennies,
Exactly.
which were critical, because what were the pennies being used for?
The pennies were used to feed the children.
Feed the children.
To feed the children.
Oh, my
Those are
goodness.
underprivileged children. You know, Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And there is a disproportional underprivileged children in
course.
Haiti.
So we're just talking about survival with
Yes.
these pennies,
Yeah.
and then the connecting them with the writing was important to Father Tom. And why was that important?
It was important because Father Tom and every child, he saw the face of God. He always spoke about Matthew 25. You know, when I was hungry, you fed me, and you visited me, you know. I was,
Wow.
so
That was his guiding
that was,
prayer.
yes,
So it grew.
it grew
Beyond pennies.
beyond pennies.
So tell us about that.
2 years after that we adopted, the parishioners of St. Mary's adopted the program, Father Tom came to me and said, I want to go to Haiti and see the children. So I said, fine, welcome. So we went.
Now, did he speak French?
He did learn French in school,
Okay.
and I was like his
But you had to help him a little bit.
yes, spokesperson, or definitely spokesperson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And he enlisted Greg.
Yes.
So what was your job? How would you describe your job in this mission work?
You might say I was head of logistics in moving various donations from different storage bins to other storage bins as the quantities grew, and we had to get them out and mail them to the children who were waiting for these things.
So now that we're beyond collecting money, which is always important, but now there were goods being
You know,
given.
we're talking about 25, 75 boxes of clothing and
Clothing.
toys, and
Clothing.
but mostly
School
clothing,
supplies.
school
Yes.
supplies,
Yes.
pencils,
Wow.
toothpaste.
Right.
Things
Yeah.
we
Things
we
we
take for granted. We
Exactly.
take for granted,
Exactly.
and there's
Right. Absolutely.
they don't have it at all.
Right.
Right. And how do you get it to the right place? How do you get it to the right people? You know, that was all.
Well,
No, but
Yeah.
very,
there you go.
Connections.
She was responsible.
Right, but it takes more than knowing who, it takes the how as well.
Right,
So,
right.
you
I
know,
used to
Greg-
coordinate all the shipping, and
Yeah.
the sisters didn't have a car at the moment, so we didn't want them to go to customs, you know, to pick
How
up
do you get
those
it
packages.
from here to there? Yeah.
I contacted a Haitian a group here that they do. How do you say that?
Like they distribute to a,
No. They will take the boxes and take them to the school directly to sister.
okay. So
Because-
she doesn't have to get them or figure
Right,
out how
she
to pick
doesn't-
them up.
She didn't have to go to customs, but she will receive them, and then after she received the boxes, like maybe 2 weeks later, she will have what they call a Father Tom's Day. And
Father Tom's Day.
a Father
Wow.
Tom's Day.
Amazing.
And
Everybody came out.
every child of the school, every student, even the personnel of the school, everybody will get a gift from Father
Oh
Tom.
my goodness.
Wow. What type of gifts? What was that? That day must have been
There were
incredible.
many gifts, and I said to Vincent once, maybe even some gifts came from Susan, his wife.
Yes.
They were so well wrapped. And when Father Tom wanted to, said, you know, let's unpack them, I said, no, those children never opened a gift wrap box.
They don't know how.
They don't know how, so let's send them like this. And that was such a
Wow.
blessing for them.
Yes.
So how do
Beautiful
you
experience.
how do you explain or share with us your feelings about the smiles of the children, because that's got to be just an amazing experience for
They
you.
were elated.
Joyful.
Elated.
Joyful.
Yeah.
When Father Tom used to go to Haiti, around him was a sea of children. And they will be calling him Père Thomas, Père Thomas. Sometimes he will have like his quarters in his hands and give them some money to go and buy some snacks.
Right.
And he brought so much love to them
Yeah.
and hope.
Yes.
We used to call him the ambassador of hope.
Ambassador of Hope. And in the parish with the diversity, talk about the diversity of St. Mary's Parish in Long Beach and how Father Tom just welcomed that
Bridge the
diversity.
gap. Greg, you had a
Loved that
nickname for
diversity.
him when you talked to us.
Yeah, I kind of thought of him as a living UNICEF card
It's wonderful.
because he was. There were all the children
Yeah.
were his, as far as he could, including us,
Right.
all the
Right.
children. And he was a very humble yet stoic man, and.
It sounds like
He was-
matter of fact, too.
Yeah.
Like he did what needed to be done.
Yeah. Very down to earth.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew Father Tom from the 7th grade when our family moved out to Long Beach, and even when I got older, he would always call me Vinny, and always, hey Vinny, come over here. You know, I want to tell you about what we're doing, or how this is what we need. We can use some help here, and
Yes.
he was so down to earth. And the UNICEF card, the living UNICEF card, is so wonderful a description, because how many countries are represented in St. Mary's?
I would say at least 33. I remembered when we used to celebrate El Dia de la Raza. So what he did, he asked...
And what is that? What is that?
El Dia de la Raza is the day that we celebrated, the world,
Okay.
Yeah,
the different countries. So because there was such a diversity of people at St. Mary's, we even used to have a mass outside, and a representative of each country will carry the flag. Yes, and will bring a special dish, and in the hall we all get together and celebrate, that day.
So he carried this universal love. It was at home.
Yes.
And then in Haiti.
Yes.
Incredible.
What we used to do also is to bring the a picture of the Blessed Mother of your country.
Oh,
So
how
he even
beautiful.
had his from Poland because his
Wow, yes.
origins are from Poland.
Well, I want to thank Greg for sharing Father Tom with us, and Nicole, we're going to have you back after the break, and we'll talk about his legacy, his ongoing legacy since he passed away in 2012. It started with Pennies, and we'll be right back on Family Comes First.
Hi, I'm Todd Belisle, the president of the Center for Special Needs Trust Administration. Under current policy, individuals receiving certain means-tested public benefits have very strict income and asset limits. Our partnership with the Teresa Foundation Community Trust Programs helps individuals protect these valuable benefits by giving the individual or their representative the ability to create a trust for the benefit of a loved one. For additional information on how the Teresa Foundation Community Trust Program might help you or a loved one, please contact us today.
Welcome back to Family Comes First. We've been speaking with Nicole Memnon and sharing all of the good work of Father Tom and all those who worked with Father Tom as well. And now we're going to talk about his legacy.
Yes, and joining us today to talk about that is Maria Elena Puma from Vincent, your firm, the Vincent Russo
Yeah,
Law
I know
Group.
her.
I know, you've seen her before, right? And how we can arrange to give and to support causes like Father Tom's.
So Father Tom came to you and to me just before he had passed away, and neither one of us, I think, thought we were going to lose him so quickly after he implemented his estate plan. But he wanted the work to continue, and he committed to that in so many different ways, including whatever he accumulated during his lifetime.
So, Nicole, tell us about how you are carrying out Father's legacy at the school.
It's a big mission and a very special one.
Yes.
The school now, I have to say, has a library, a computer room, a great auditorium where there is a big picture of Father Tom.
Oh, in the auditorium.
In the auditorium.
Now, the computers, the library, did they exist before Father Tom passed away?
The computer did, and the library.
Yeah.
But the auditorium that the principal, Sister Marie Immaculée, needed, requested, we did it after his
So that was
Father
part
Tom's
of the
passing.
legacy.
Yeah,
yes.
Father Tom
Yes.
set up a trust. We were privileged to be asked to be the trustees of the trust.
Maria Elena's
And
work.
Maria Elena, thank goodness for Maria Elena for handling the administration and advising us on what we should be doing. And so give us a sense of charitable gift giving, and Father's
How
a
does
great
it work?
example.
If you wanted to do something like this, what would you do?
As Vincent said, Father entrusted both Nicole and Vincent to be his trustees to carry out his life's legacy. And Father had the foresight to know that he wanted to continue his life's work even after he passed. And he did that by implementing estate planning that provided for a charitable trust, which is one way of several ways that you can provide, if you have a charitable intent, that you can provide for a charity. And within this trust, he
Empowered.
empowered, I
Yes,
guess
would be
is
a
a good
good word.
word, Vincent and Nicole to continue to provide the school with the things that they need.
Yeah.
So,
And I imagine there was a lot of discussion about what he wanted and what
Oh,
he would do.
definitely.
Of course,
Yes.
yes.
You,
Right.
you were with
Yes.
Father
Yes.
Tom for
Yes.
decades.
Because you
doing
built it with him. You
Yes.
knew where he wanted
Yes.
to go
Yeah.
and what was
over
needed.
the years, Father
Yeah.
Tom has helped thousands
Yes.
of impoverished, underprivileged children,
Sure.
some of whom their only meal was the meal that they got at school for the day.
And I saw the pictures of the food and the
Right.
generator.
The preparation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Father Tom eating with the children.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
the food that went
yes,
down
he
there,
enjoyed it.
amazing.
It was
What,
Amazing.
what was really a gift for us, I'll never forget that day we met at your home, because Father Tom had issues, medical issues and the like, and was spending time living in Nicole's home at the end of his life. And I came to the house and we sat, and when I was given the opportunity to explain to Father the different ways he could continue the legacy,
Yes.
he was so happy.
was
And,
relief.
and
It was
for
a
us,
relief,
and
yes.
relief, and for us, it was so rewarding to know that we were there for him.
Yeah.
You know, that was a
Yeah,
that
to
was a
meet his
blessed
needs
day.
This is what he wanted
Well,
to do.
imagine not knowing what you can do. You know, you have this thing that you've been passionately building your whole life, and to not know that there is a way to continue it. And that's, I think, where your good work
And how
just-
crucial it is to select the appropriate people to
Yes.
serve as the trustees, so that he can ensure that his legacy will
the
continue.
peacefulness, the burden that must have been lifted in knowing that it would continue.
Definitely. Yes, he was very happy.
The thing I'd like Maria Elena to share is her feelings about you don't have to be a millionaire to help.
Yeah.
This is true. As we see, Father Tom started with the Pennies. He engaged the children at his parish to start to support his mission, as well as other parishioners. And there are so many options in terms of providing for charities. And it doesn't matter if it's a lot of money or a little bit of money.
That's good
so
to
we've
know.
been able to assist people implement planning that provides in both situations. So, you know, in addition to people annually gifting, you know, like most people do, they may want to continue something for a specific charity when they pass away. So they can do that in a will, they can do that in a trust. And I always like to give a couple of tips to people who are interested in doing that, because it's important that they know that their wishes will be honored.
Yes, and people don't know. You know, they don't know how to do it. They don't know what the vehicles are, or even that there's options. You know, if you don't have $1 million, you can still give.
Well, for
And,
starters, what I suggest is if somebody has a charitable intent and they have a specific charity in mind, I suggest that they research the charity. They make sure that the charity is qualified under the IRS to provide them with an income or an estate tax deduction. I also invite them to contact the charity to express what their intention is, find out what the charity's needs are, and where, you know, their gift or bequest could help the institution. And that, you know, that's really important, because you can control, by drafting in the documents, the specific purpose for the gift or the bequest, so that you know, even though you're not here, that you're controlling and you're making sure that what your intentions are will be fulfilled.
Yeah, and I've lived it. Our Teresa Foundation
Sure.
was started with $5,350, which was money given to us after Teresa passed away.
right, and TAPA grew from there.
And the Teresa Academy of Performing Arts, TAPA, our Teresa Pool Trust,
Yes.
and it just started with
Something small.
small,
Yeah.
and so I encourage everyone who's watching that you can make a difference. I was very upset when I was looking up and reading about Haiti that the average 70% of the people in Haiti live on $2 a day. $2. So if someone gave up a coffee and a bagel, or just a coffee,
Yes,
they could
it's true.
feed someone
Yeah.
and have them live
And educate.
and
And
educate, because the
educate.
lack of education. And then Father
Exactly,
Tom,
yes.
we go back to education.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
have to have
key.
food and clothing.
Exactly.
But Father, also education. And share with us just the how we've helped with something so basic as electricity in Haiti.
Because where the school is, they didn't have electricity on a permanent basis. So Father Tom said, definitely, we needed to buy them a generator. So to the money, we sent to Haiti, and the sister was able to buy the generator that you saw the picture.
Yes.
And so the children are able to read and see, like every other children.
So,
And
so
there's
that
light.
we see all of us going out. We're some of us are buying generators because we don't want to be without electricity for
Right.
an hour or two.
Yeah.
This is a generator that
Right.
is
You can read in school.
life
You can-
sustaining.
Yes. Right.
It's life
Right.
sustaining for these children.
And also connect them to the world.
Yeah.
Because
The
they have the
internet and the-
internet.
yes.
Right.
They have the internet now. The school is a living memory of,
Yeah.
Yes.
Father Tom.
Yes.
What the principal, Sister Marie Immaculée, did, there is a big bust of Father Tom in the school, so that way, from generation to generation, they will know who Father Tom is.
That's so special.
And those children, they never had the opportunity to go to universities. And now there are many of those children graduated from university, and now they are there as teachers, administrators,
goodness.
welcoming the
children.
children of
What a
the community.
legacy.
Yes.
What a
Well,
legacy. Yeah.
Thank you so much
You're
for sharing,
welcome.
Father Tom. We love him.
Yeah.
And thank you, Maria Elena.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll be right back on Family Comes First.
Vincent, Father Tom's story is such an inspiration. And we have so much to be grateful for here in this country, especially as we see the story of the children in Haiti who are struggling not only to get an education, the work that they're doing with the school, but simply now to eat and survive. Yeah. It's humbling. And
we take so much for, we just take so much for
granted.
granted.
Absolutely.
It's just, we live our lives and it's amazing how much need there is. And then it's children.
It's children. And I think also what came out so strongly from their story is that you don't have to start by moving mountains. You can start with something so small that can grow to have such a profound impact. And they started with pennies, rolls of $1 at a time, and now they're feeding children. They have a generator with electricity. They have a library, an auditorium. It's just so I think that's the inspiration. We can all start small.
Yeah, and in Father's memory, I think of him as this contagious spirit.
Yes.
That he connected in so many different ways and made a difference, starting in a small way to a more significant way, and getting other people involved, and his spirit continues in them.
Yeah.
And he's just such a beautiful man.
Yeah, what Greg said, he was a walking UNICEF card. It
Right.
didn't matter who you were, where you were from. It was all just connection from the heart.
Yeah, great way
it's
to
wonderful.
describe
Yeah.
Father.
So joining us now to share his experiences as our spiritual advisor is Father Tony. Welcome and thank you
Well,
for being
thank you
with us.
so much. And thank you so much for allowing me to see this wonderful episode about a priest. And as a brother priest, it always warms my heart to see the great things, the heroic things that are done by another priest. And really, as a priest of the diocese, to say that, Father Tom himself, such a low-key kind of guy, and would not draw attention to himself and look what I'm doing. He wasn't that kind of a guy at all, but the work got done.
Yes.
And how it made me feel so good to see that his story is still being shared, and especially through this program, that now many, many viewers here can listen to that story and say, wow, isn't that awesome that this priest could do all of that? And of course, in Westbury, we have kind of, again, a very international community, a large number of Haitians, as well as people of Hispanic culture and other backgrounds as well from other countries. And hearing Father Tom's story has wanted me now to go back to St. Bridget's and now really immerse myself in all of these cultures even more. And to hear their stories, and especially the story of the people of Haiti.
It's humbling. It's humbling.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And we're not talking about, going to private college. We're talking about having one meal a day, perhaps, at the school. And it's because of the efforts here in this country helping another country.
And creating opportunities that never would have existed. Nicole was talking about the children in the first class of students who then were able to take advantage of the secondary school and then were able to go to university and then came back now as teachers. So, these children would have been lost without these opportunities to the world. And it's inspiring and humbling at the same time.
Humbles me because I don't think I'd ever have that kind of an impact, but all we do is we try our best.
Well, that's the starting small, because I feel that as well. It's overwhelming. How could I ever do that much? But I think that was their message. You start small and you
pennies.
can...
Start with pennies. Wow.
It was really a privilege to get to know Father Tom. I knew him as a young child in grammar school and then for decades afterwards. And he was always so kind and pleasant. I mean, whenever you saw Father Tom in town, he always greeted you with a smile. He had such a great disposition.
He'd call you Vinny.
He called me Vinny, wanted to know what I was up to. And it was that caring. It was just in him, that he cared about everybody.
It's amazing.
And I think the message for me is that we need to constantly kind of remind ourselves of the tremendous needs that exist in this world. And it's one world. We're all in it. And the literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of children around the world that don't have a meal every day, don't have shelter, never mind education, which is, the key to getting out of the poverty. And so...
Well, we're paying $2 for a cup of coffee, and that's what they live on for a day. And I think your work with the trusts and how to bequeath to causes like this helps you say, you know what? I want to take this here and put it here. And you're providing the way to give. And that's as important because there needs to be an avenue.
And I can even be a little more direct and say it's a challenge. I ask all our viewers to challenge themselves and think about how you can make a difference, whether it's in a small way or more significant way. Make a difference. Collectively, it will enhance the lives of people all over the world.
And that is the legacy of Father Tom, the work that he did for the children, the École Congreganista. I practiced saying that a bunch of times at St. Vincent de Paul. And the inspiration that he provides, I think, to us, to our viewers, and to the world about the difference that we can make.
Absolutely.
So for a list of resources now to get concrete and more information about how to give and how you can get involved, please visit Vincent's law firm website where all of these resources are listed, and that's at vjrussolaw.com.
Thanks to all our viewers for joining us today, and remember, family truly does come first.